Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and we're finally getting to do another video of a complete car, right? So we've done the two white triple threes before, and we've got the Aero Silver here and the diamond black. So this is our only diamond black, and I kept on talking about this car. It's the only diamond black we got at the shop, and it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey, uh, but we finally got to it. So building triple threes, yeah, it's it's exhausting. Okay, let's go through the cars quickly, right? So we've got, I think let's start over the black car first. So this car came into us basically as a driving car. It was resprayed before. It was never restored before, but it was resprayed before. And again, we're not too happy about the paintwork. The paint was very thick on the car, right? And I think I done the first video on the car. And the only way to get this paintwork right was to basically strip down again, because there was just too many layers of paint over the car. So we took the car back down to metal. It was a fairly decent car. It wasn't a bad car. It wasn't one of the shitty cars. Took it down to metal and we started off again. But this guy had a lot of issues mechanically. So firstly, when the car came in, it ran on airflow, but it ran on the 535 system. So the E34 535 system. Meaning the Motronic system, where the crank sensor pickup was in the front. So the damper pulley was different. The engine harness was different. There's a plane in the air, so it's probably going to pick up on audio. The engine harness was totally different. The computer box was different. Idling valves, airflows you can still interchange and use, but all of those things there gave us a bit of a hard time, right? Or it didn't give us a hard time. It's just that it is it's a mission to get them right, because with that, it's all the vacuum pipes that are different, all the air pipes that are different, and that's all bypassed and rerouted. And that's where we battle on these triple threes, because there are no parts available. As to 325 IS, where you need your vacuum pipes or whatever pipes you need, you can purchase, you can look for second hand, you can make a plan, you can get it done. Triple threes are just different in that sense, and you've got to try and get it as close to possible. Then the engine as well, there was an engine bracket mounted and welded onto the cross member. And the radiator was wrong in the car, so it needed the proper oil cooler. They used the normal 3 to 5 oil cooler on the car, which is the long one that sits at the bottom, which is totally wrong for a triple three. And so this car needed Alpina radiator. It needed the triple three oil cooler, which is unique, right? It doesn't fit on any other car. You can't find it, you can't purchase it. We got the harness sorted out on the car. Then coming to the interior had grey carpet in here, or it had a funny black carpet or something in here, or grey carpet, I can't even remember. We basically had to get the interior back to original, right? And we had to get the side mats sorted out. So your speaker kick panels, if I can call it that, we had to get that sorted out, and that made up. From there, getting the carpet made up. The seats were done in the car, they were done wrong. The seats got redone in the car. Then we moved over to the boot area, and the boot, same story there. Then we've built engine wise. So this car, we're not supposed to build a motor onto it, build this car's motor, but we had to. So when we done this car, or when I done the engine builds of the triple threes, if you guys remember correctly, I only done Aero Silver and the Hannah Red engine build, right? And the black car's motor was supposedly a good motor. You know, I made this mistake before, I forgot about it, and I made it now recently on this car here. Whereas I don't really take a person's word for it to say that the motor is done. And we started the car up, and the guy had a mess. And I shoved a borescope camera in just to find valve marks on top of the piston. So they had to come off, so we rebuilt motor as well on the car. And on the triple three, there's a lot of areas where you can have drama. Your starters, your flywheel adjustments, starter lineups, air leakages, injector to ECU compatibility, if I can call it that, to idling valve, to airflow. It's triple three can test you, right? And that's, you get it sorted out, but it can test you. triple three injectors, you cannot get triple three injectors. Then I managed to hunt down three triple three ECUs, and two were faulty. So you can't test it when you're buying it. You're paying high numbers and get it repaired, and that's the fun and games of a triple three. So we've been through everything on the car. Then the car also came in with a aftermarket body kit, so plastic kit, but an aftermarket kit. Then we had to hunt down front and rear aprons for the car, right? So I'll attach a short video of some of the bumpers we found. So the rear bumpers, the rear aprons. We found this much of body filler on them. So you got an apron and you got it built up all the way. And to try and firstly remove the body filler without damaging the apron. Secondly, to try and straighten it up from there. It took us about 6 weeks just to get one apron done. Right, and I think I've got 3 aprons sprayed up there, and it looked good on the floor, but come testing time and pulling it into the cars and trying to gap it and get alignment done, it was just a headache. So we finally got that through. Same thing with the front spoiler. Front spoiler on this car was a aftermarket one. I can't even remember if it was aftermarket or fiberglass. And we had to go through the same procedure on that. So we got this car done, but let's maybe just get to the motor side of it quickly. So we weren't supposed to build motor on this car, right? But upon opening it up, this motor is a 3.2 motor. So 89mm bore, 3.2 crank, 3.2 rods, stock head. So when you start this car and you drive this car, and I'm not going to do a drive-through on these cars today. I don't want to really be on the roads. It's December time. I don't want to be on the roads with the cars. The discs are not on the cars, and the cops are heavy. And just from a safety point. So I will schedule another video where I do a drive on these cars like I used to do before, but the risk is just too high, right? Anything can happen. We are insured, but anything can happen, and I don't think I've got the patience or the energy at this point in time for anything happening with them. So back onto the motor. 3.2 motor. Where this motor is refined, it's quiet, it's nice, right? So it's a nice cruiser. But for black looks good. Coming to the paintwork, I think we I'm not going to say we nailed it, right? Because paint, you will always have issues on them. But we've cut and we tried to keep the orange peel as close to original as possible. The chrome brings out quite a bit on the car. And I think the chrome actually stands out more on the black. But now when you're looking at the Aero Silver, we'll get to this car now. If you look at the Aero Silver, we remember before we done white and we done the chrome work on the white cars, right? And it brought it out, it brought the white out, but you couldn't really see it. On these two cars now, you can actually see them. And the black is, I think it was worth it for us to go through the hassle and getting the chrome work done. And I think she looks good. Then, let me just see if I'm missing anything else. Headlights, I tried to maintain as far as possible. I didn't want to change over and go through to the Bosch. So this one here this car specifically came with these headlights and I kept them on here. The fog lights, we went with the ZKWs because that's what's available from BM now. The one thing that we are battling with on the 333s is the clusters. Because the SI boards on them are basically rotten and corroded. So you go buy second hand, you're buying, it's a lucky packet. The only time you're going to see what you're dealing with is when you open the cluster up and you pull the board out and you'll see it's corroded. You'll see the batteries have leaks, so the acid has leaked onto the boards and they are basically damaged, right? So I am busy with reproduction ones. There's a quantity issue that we have to get through, and it's between almost my last check was between 500 and 1,000 to put them into production. For triple three clusters are not the same as IS clusters. It doesn't make sense for us to do that. So that's what I've still got to tackle on this car, meaning the cluster works completely. It's just got an earthing issue on it of what I've got to tackle. And these wiper arm covers, right? So BMW does have them available, but they've got them available for the new wiper arms that are around, which is bigger than the existing ones. There is 3D printed ones. I'm not happy with the quality of them, and I'll rather leave it bare. And I will have them manufactured before I go over to the 3D printed ones. I just don't believe that's an answer. It's a quick answer, it's a quick solution, but I don't believe the quality is what we need it to be, especially on a pedigree vehicle. Okay, so I think I've gone through everything on this guy here, right? There can be a couple of things that I've missed, but the gist of it, I've gotten through it. Let's move over to this baby here now. So yeah, okay. This car came into us as a shell. So when we got this guy, there was not a single nut and bolt in this car. I think this car was rolling very funny on suspension. The suspension was on, but mainly on just for the car to roll. So, the block came afterwards. A couple of the Alpina bits. I think it was just the engine brackets and the cross member that came with it. But no Alpina radiator, no oil cooler. Intake was there, yes. And just so it was head and block. But what the previous owner done to this guy is we had the motor not built, but he had the engineering work done. So this is that hot motor. And I'm calling it hot, I don't mean stolen, but I call it a hot motor because it's a 3.2 block with it's basically a 3.5 stroker. A 3.5 stroker, right? With headwork done to it. So it's got a nice cam, it's got a burpy cam to it. The head is flowed. So I've driven this guy and I've driven this guy. So I've driven the two variations right. I've driven the two variations with close proximity to each other, and you can feel it immediately. This guy it's nice to drive, but it's lazy. So everybody talks about the lazy 333. Uncle Faisal always likes to say the 333s are lazy, and I agree with him now. It is lazy. If you feel this guy is just grunty. It is grunty from 1,300, 1,400 RPM. The torque delivery of it is, it's just enjoyable. So the motor's tight, new motor, but I pulled it around. I had to do a test drive of it, and I pulled it around, and this guy is just nice to drive. It's fun to drive. It's enjoyable. So the beauty part about this car, right? While we are talking about the motor, let's get into it quickly. So we took the block, 3.2 block, but we went a full 3.5. So we went 92 millimeter basically on the bore. 3.5 crank, 3.5 rods. The head was flowed. We upgraded it to the 3.5 head, which has got a better flow. To it. It has got, it bumps the compression just a little bit higher. So the compression is sitting at about 9.8 to 1 on this motor here with the cam on it, right? All the cars are running on airflow. Remember, they're running on standard ECU, standard airflows. Tuned up properly. I haven't got dyno figures on the car, but this car blurps. So that blurpy motor, that stroker motor, to go with the look of the car and the interior, I think just complements the two. So going back to interior here quickly, right? The black, as far as my knowledge goes, the black only came with black interior or navy blue, right? And I still stand corrected on that, on the navy blue side, but that's my understanding to it. And my understanding to the Aero Silvers as well as the Henna Reds is that they came with either black, navy blue, or the cream interior. So again, my understanding to it is that there's no documentation of which color interior came with which car or which number. So when this specific car came in, there was no interior to it, right? There was no interior to it. So yes, the previous owner might have gotten a carpet or whatever it is, but that was as per his discretion. What we've done is this cream interior really gets to me. So we done it first on the replica that we built, and I'm changing another Aero Silver car over to the same interior, right? It's a lot of work to get it done. So we've had to get the door cuts, we've had to get that matched to the seats, we had to find the correct leathers on the seats, match it basically and get it period correct, and then we had to get cream carpet. So there's a lot of guys that know that I'm always hunting the cream carpet down, and it's not because it's an expensive carpet, it's just because I like the cream look of it. The backboards as well, the louver boards, firstly we had to get them reproduced and made up. Then I had to find the correct material, of which I only found 3 meters of them. I only found 3 meters of the material. And that came from Uncle Faisal. They only had 3 meters. So we took for this car, we took for his car. His car also we got over to the cream. And the henna red car, but then we made a mess up on that, on the backboard, because we recovered a plastic bumper backboard to it, and now we can't reuse the material. So the cream complement to the Aero Silver to the 3.5 stroke, I think that whole package just does justice. And it just looks grunty, it looks fine, it looks like a car that you can actually enjoy. You actually want to enjoy this. It's not gonna, I don't think this car is gonna be a garage queen. Right? This is actually a car that, if I had the money and I had the time, this is the car that I will enjoy. This is the car to be in the garage and to enjoy on a nice cruise now and again. And then this is the car to enjoy and have fun with. Yes, it is a pedigree car, but that's how it is. So going back over to this car here quickly. We spoke about the motor, now we know what we're running in there. Oh yeah, the DAF on this car was also wrong. And we had to build up a DAF basically to suit the 333. So back to 333 spec, we had to build up a DAF for that. This car came with the correct DAF, but also rebuilt up for that. So motor we've tackled, interior we've tackled, and then coming now to the bodywork of it. So this car was repainted a few times. The first time it came to us, when we still had the shop in Wadeville, when I just took over the panel shop, this car came in. So it was painted then. Then it got painted in Wadeville. When it came to the shop here, the decision I made was to take it down to metal again. Right? Because then I learned better about paint products. I learned better about the process. I learned better about what it takes to run or to do what we're trying to accomplish. And the decision was made, and I took it back down to metal. And we finally got it painted. But this car was still painted with a Standox paint system. So it wasn't painted with PPG. This is PPG and this is Standox. The Aero Silver is also another controversial color. When I say controversial color, it means that which guys, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Aero Silver cars here. And out of the 3 that are painted, all 3 are different colors. So it's not that they painted wrong. It's just that Standox has its own version of paint. PPG will have its own version and a slight variation in it. For me, this here looks good. It looks as close to Aero Silver as possible. It has got a glossy finish because it is polished up, but it looks good. And again, going back to the chrome work on it, I think the chrome, I don't think there's any other way to do it now. Right before, when we still built a replica, I looked for second-hand bumpers, second-hand beadings, because I mean we didn't know about chroming. And when you talk to chromers, they mess you around. It's a 6-month period. That's what it is. I've still got stuff in chroming now, and they have their own dramas when it comes to it, because they also given crap to work with. So they're given bumpers that have got dents in there, all these beadings here that have got dents in there, and they've got time to go through it. And I know I'm doing it on the ISS because nothing is available new. Oh, I think one side is available new, but it's not all available. And it takes ages. It's man hours to get into trying to achieve what we're trying to achieve. And yes, you'll still find a niggly issue here and a niggly issue there, and an imperfection here and there. It will never be 110%. But I think the effort to get it to that point was 110%. Right? And again, I'm going to come down to this here, is that, when we're assembling and we pick up an issue on the body and we pick up an issue here, what we fail to realize, and I'm going to repeat myself, I think I've said this a number of times before, is these bodies have gone through abuse over the years. Abuse in a sense of either been driven hard, I don't think they've been cornered hard, but driven hard, they've been spun, then they've been repaired like you can't believe. So they've gone through a life journey, and it's extremely hard of getting it back there. I mean, taking it from there and getting it to what we're trying to achieve. So we still have our issues. We have our issues. We've got issues on them. But it's freaking hard to get it to that point. With the materials, with the capabilities, with the expertise that we have in South Africa. Right? And with the budgets that we've been given. So I think it really came out good. This car on the other end, the kit wasn't too bad. Right, we actually had not too much drama on this kit here. Not as bad as this guy, yeah. But we managed to get it right. We managed to pull it off, getting the beading sorted out, and so on like that. I really think she came out good. Here's the plastic covers that I managed to source on these guys here, but I only managed to source 2 of them. Right, this cluster on the other end, this cluster is sorted out, so there's no issues on this cluster. But again, I would like to get to reproducing the boards and have it all fresh in there. But then again, it also comes at costings. Right, so the reality is that your costings of your restorations are going to change because the standards are changing, and I'm hoping to change them. For both cars, if we come to the boot carpets, right, and you'll see I've tried something different here. So I've managed to find the tool tray material, and I've managed to match it up as close as possible. And I'm still trying to perfect it and do better on it and see. I don't want to pad it, I don't want to foam it, but I'm trying something different. So these are not aftermarket. I think on 2, I can't remember if it's all of these cars now, but there was a couple of cars where we actually had to take 2 or 3 boards, cut them up, remake them. So we took 2 or 3 messed up boards, cut them up, remade them, and then recover them just to get the shapes we need, because you can't find them. And when you're finding them, you're paying money for it, and you're paying money for broken boards or warp boards or something of the sort to it, right? And that's the headache. So it's not just finding an item, plucking, recovering it, and sticking it back on. There was like a week and a half worth of work on it. So you can't go have a full production line and a full team and think this is going to happen overnight. The seats, I've shown you guys the seats. We don't just recover the seats. We've gone through frames and frames and frames, and the frames are distorted on them. And we try and get them basically back to, not factory. It's better, we're trying to do better than factory, because we've got to repair them firstly. We've got to realign them, re-straighten them out. And then we've got to dress them up to look the part, not from the 80s, but to current state. Right, so it's a lot. Dashboards, we've got the dashboards in the car. I've settled for the recovering, but I'm not 110% happy with them. So I will be doing my own research in the future, and I will be most likely doing it myself. Something like boot spoilers, finding good boot spoilers. So finding unmolested boot spoilers, meaning unmolested in the sense of not being sprayed, not being rusted at the bottom, having all their studs in them. As a mission, I've got like 7 or 8 boot spoilers here, and I could only use 2 of them. So parts are really becoming an issue. And the fact that people are also calling stupid prices for them, yes, I understand that the cars have got value in them. But if you look at a restored car, guys, look at the time and effort behind it as to just calling the money on it. So yes, I know some people are making money off cars. I don't dispute that. But it doesn't mean that we need to go pay 100,000 in for a handbook. Right? Really. But you get some crazy people out there that will do that. And then the one thing that we are missing is the caps on the locks for the wheels that I've ordered from Alpina. There is a waiting list on them. And yeah, but period correct. The engine bay of this car, I think we've spent a lot of time going through the engine bay of it. We spent a lot of time going through clips and the correct screws on it. There's a couple of customers that came in while I was assembling these cars and the suspensions, and they were saying, potential, it looks right. And I said, no, but this is not matching that, and this is not matching that, and it's stuff that you'll never see. But we know that it's done as far to our ability as possible, and the thing is, we're only going to get better from there. So I think it's enough talking from my side there. I'm just going to give you guys a startup of this car quickly, right? You'll tell me what you guys think of it. It's got a nice bubble to it. The exhaust were all done. The tone is nice. This car is just, you can hear the harmonics, and this motor is just something else. My heart is actually very sore for this car. Not sore in the sense of every car here, we build an attachment to them, right? And when they get to this point here, that attachment is so strong that when the cars are leaving, it does become emotional. But this guy here, I've seen it from a shell. I've seen it from nothing. And I've seen it from nothing to driving to this standard here. And it's a lot. So guys, I've tried to overlay as much as I can. I've tried to overlay as much as I can. Let me just start this car for you guys quickly, right? So I'm just gonna do a startup for you guys, right? And unfortunately I cannot, or I'm not gonna take it out. And just listen to this. She's got a bubble to it, and this whole car rocks. This whole car rocks. And if I'm gonna be able to see the rock here. Okay. So guys, this is a quick startup on it, right? This guy's very quiet. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, let me know on your thoughts. I think this is a long-awaited video, one of the long-awaited videos. So let me know on what you think. Let me know on your thoughts. Which car do you guys prefer? Which color do you prefer? We've always seen white 333s, the reds, Aero Silvers. The black is still eye-catching. But this here looks pretty. This here looks good. Looks very good. Or I don't know, I'm torn. Let me know what you guys think. And again, I think, yeah, you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you guys on the next one. Cheers, guys.